We acknowledge that Tri-Cities Community Television operates on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coquitlam First Nation. We thank the Coquitlam who continue to live on these lands and care for them along with the waters and all that is above and below.
Here in the Tri-Cities, a sure sign that spring is just around the corner is Festival du Bois. This year, the celebration of francophone and world music takes place at Mackin Park on March 6th, 7th, and 8th. As usual, the event will feature performances by returning favorites such as the North Shore Celtic Ensemble and Delhi to Dublin, as well as performances from other local favorites and performers from across Canada. Up next on Face to Face, host Geneviève Kyle-Lefebvre speaks with the programming director of this year's festival, Gabriel Dubreuil.
Welcome to the Face to Face. I'm your host, Geneviève Kyle-Lefebvre. Face to Face is a series of video recorded here at the Francophone Society today. So I have with me today our programming director of the 2026 Festival du Bois that will be at Mackin Park, March 6, 7, and 8. Welcome, Gabriel.
Thanks for having me, Geneviève.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to work with you also on this beautiful festival that is coming very soon. What's happening this year at Mackin Park, March 6, 7, and 8?
Well, it's a weekend of Francophone culture and music and food, and we're really celebrating what it means to be Francophone in Canada, and also a lot of our musical traditions, specifically through the fiddle.
Yes, this year, and we can see all the poster behind us, the fiddle is definitely forward. Why is that?
Well, I'm a fiddler.
Yes.
For me, it runs deep in my veins, and that's part of my community here. And it's my first year programming the festival, and I thought it would be a lovely introduction of myself, and also just to put a piece of something that I'm really passionate about into the festival. So all the bands this year are really reflecting different fiddle cultures from across Canada and different ways of playing the fiddle. So it's not fiddle tunes the whole weekend, but we get a lot of diversity, and there's a lot to discover.
This is very interesting what you said. There's many ways of playing the fiddles, and there's probably different type of them.
Well, when we're talking about different ways, there's the obvious. We have a contra dance on Friday night where we can come and dance and participate with our community, as well as a Québécois band called Bagatelle from Victoria, again on Friday night. On Saturday and on Sunday, we have a bunch of cool bands. Like one that I'm very excited for is Alexis Campagne, who is a singer-songwriter from Montreal, and he has this really cool take on the fiddle singing tradition. So he sings and plays the fiddle, and he's coming with a full band. We also have Les Grands Hurleurs, which are also coming from Montreal, an amazing Québécois band, and they do chant à répondre and all the kinds of things that you'd come to expect from the Festival du Bois. We also have Delhi to Dublin, which is a little bit more of like the fiddle meets Bhangra fusion pop aesthetic. Pierre Schreier is coming with his quartet, and that's going to be fabulous as always. High energy, 2 guitars, and I would say arguably 2 of the best guitarists in BC for trad music, Andy Hillhouse and Adam Dobris. We've got a wonderful artist that's coming from Moncton, Jacques Surette, and he really sings songs that are relating to what it's like to live in the Maritimes and, kind of a folk country aesthetic, but wonderful songwriter. The North Shore Celtic Ensemble is performing on Sunday, and that's very youthful fiddle music and really inspiring for families, maybe with young kids or that want to inspire their children to get into music. Le Carnot is coming as well, and they're a well-known Vancouver band, and they've got kind of more Mexican, Latin groups and Spanish songs. So that's like a little aperçu of what's happening at Festival du Bois this year.
So there's also two tents. We have le grand chapiteau, the big tent. We have the le petit chapiteau, the small tent. I think everybody can understand the word chapiteau, right?
Oh, yeah, tent.
The tent. And so what's happening for at the small chapiteau, because there's not only kids programming this year there. So let's cover that.
So in the petit chapiteau, we have obviously some children's entertainers. We've got Will Strowett, Will's Jams, and Mika, who are two of my favorite kids entertainers, just very clever, entertaining for adults and captivating for kids. We also have Malikunda, who is coming to run drumming workshops and drum circles. So she's coming with something like 20 or 30 really beautiful African drums, as well as some additional hand percussion. And so this is an opportunity to participate and to make music together at the festival. Radio-Canada and Julie Landry are presenting a podcast that's telling stories about interesting francophones from BC. And so it's an opportunity to really immerse yourself in French for an hour and to listen to really interesting stories.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have a tent there, right? So we can go and listen to.
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
So make sure that you check out the Radio-Canada tent. And what I'm most excited for is a workshop that's going to be led by Danielle Emblom, who's a Métis and jigger, as well as an Irish step dancer. And she's going to be leading a step dance workshop in the little tent. And so we get to watch Pierre Schreier, Danielle Emblom, Andy Hillhouse, and Adam Dobres, and Jocelyn Pettit with her band, and Mika all come together for kind of a really exciting meeting. We get to watch them go through the creative process of putting together a 45 minutes of music and dance. And who knows, there might be an opportunity to learn a dance move or two as well.
Well, this is very interesting. So what you're telling me now is a lot of people that usually don't work together, now we put them all together on stage and create something that will be shown under the Petit Chapiteau. Am I hearing that right?
Exactly. So we get to be part of that creative process, and we get to watch this collaboration that's happening just for this one time. And I think that it's one of the special things about these kinds of festivals where musicians get to interact backstage, and often that's hidden from the public. And so to be able to witness what that looks like when these musicians come together and interact and get to know each other. As a musician, that's what I love most about these festivals, is that it's kind of like going to summer camp for a weekend. You get to meet other like-minded people and make music together.
Oh, I love it. Now we're going to touch on something new this year. Or I can say something that came back. They were with the Festival du Bois in the past. We're going to have the Improv League. It's a French improv league, improvisation. So can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, so improv is theater sports in English, and the Theater Sports League is a youth league for the most part that's run by the Francophone Youth Association, and they're going to come and do a competition over the weekend. So it's an opportunity to come and witness some really awesome storytelling and really creative storytelling. There's also the 18 Plus Improv League that's presenting some performances late in the day, and that's for some very experienced actors and improvers, if that makes sense, that are going to come and entertain us, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's great to bring the French community together at so many different ways, right? And now we're going to touch on a little bit about volunteers. Our president, Benoit, I will have a little interview with him about the volunteers and what's happening, but tell us a little bit about what's happening for volunteers and the opportunities around that.
Well, it's a volunteer-run festival, and so we need volunteers everywhere on site, and there's an opportunity for everyone to take part, whether it's on site, maybe at the gate, behind the merch table, helping us manage parking, helping us drive artists around. There's something for everyone, and so, come and be a part of this really special event. Not only do you get to, listen to a lot of great music, but you get to really meet people in the community as well.
Let's talk about food. Traditional kitchen is back this year.
If you haven't had tourtière, this is your chance to try it. And tourtière is traditional meat pie, and it is amazing. I can speak from experience. That is a food that to me tastes like winter and Christmas, like no other. There's also going to be some sugar pie, which is also like a total Québécois delicacy, and not to be missed. Outside, one of my favorite treats is la tire, which is maple taffy on snow. And that is worth having, I have to say. It is so good.
Gabriel, can you tell us a little bit more about the history of the famous cabane à sucre sugar shack?
So the cabane à sucre au Festival du Bois, or the sugar shack at Festival du Bois, was started by André Beauregard, and so now it's still run by his friends. And it's run, obviously we don't have snow here, so it's on crushed ice. It's maybe not so traditional in that way, but the process for la cire is that you take the maple syrup, or traditionally it would be you take the maple sap and boil it past the point of maple syrup until it becomes like this thick kind of sugary substance. And then you pour it on snow to cool it down, and it turns to something kind of resembling caramel.
Something yummy, right?
That's right.
That's so great. Gabrielle, at the table of the Francophone Society, we're going to have a bit of a game, and if you win, you can actually win maple water from Maple 3. So I thought I'd throw that in there because maple water is the first step, and for anybody that never tried maple water, because we don't have maple water here in British Columbia. It's mostly from back east. It's very interesting. Have you ever tried it? Actually, the water that comes out from the tree?
I did have a friend who had a maple tree for a while, and so I did have it fresh.
Okay. The process is amazing. My family also are big into maple syrup making, so it's definitely a big traditional twist, and we have to have every year. We celebrate through that beautiful maple syrup making at the festival.
Amazing, and it makes the house smell just amazing.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so other than the maple syrup this year, what else is in the Village Gourmand or food zone?
So we've got a bunch of food trucks with all the staples like crepes and, mini donuts as well, and la cire, and a beer garden. Of course, it wouldn't be a music festival without that. So there's lots for everyone to try and for everyone to enjoy.
And the beer would be from which brewery this year?
Beer is provided by Mariner Brewing, and so they're a longtime friend of the festival and total music lovers.
Oh, we love them. So Gabrielle, talk to us a little bit about how's the teams getting ready with all this. We have a beautiful backstage team that is coming together. Who will be at the back? Tell us a bit about the inside talents.
So we've got an incredible team of people that are kind of backstage making it all happen. And that all starts with like an amazing backstage crew that are taking care of all the artists, that are feeding them, that are making sure that they're where they need to be when they are needed, that are picking them up at the airport, driving them between the hotel and the site. So those are volunteers. We also have an amazing stage manager and a technical crew that's going to make our artists really shine on stage and help them get set up and comfortable.
Excellent. Now, the market. There's always a little market there. So what should we expect this year at the market at the Festival du Bois?
So the market at Festival du Bois is really fun. It's very crafty, lots of different vendors that are selling handmade goods, as well as some people that are kind of promoting more francophone organizations and activities that we can find here in Coquitlam. And if you don't have one yet, you must buy a frog toque. That is the must-have from Festival du Bois.
Absolutely. Joanne later on will be talking to us about the historic story of that specific toque. I know it, but I'll let her say the story. Well, Gabrielle, is there anything else, any other surprise we should talk about? Maybe we can talk a bit about who are the main sponsor this year, and then we'll let you go plan everything for this beautiful edition of the 37th edition this year, right?
That's right. And I think the other surprises on site are at Mackin House. We've got amazing workshops with artists where the artists get to really interact with the audience one-on-one. And if you go on our website, you'll find descriptions that are saying exactly what they're going to dive into with their music. So it's an opportunity to talk to the artists, to meet them, ask questions, and more importantly, to get inside their head and on their process. There's also some workshops that are going to happen in terms of learning some foot percussion and maybe a dance step or two. We also have a jam tent this year, and the jam tent has lead jams both on the Saturday and on the Sunday, and so one is going to be a slow pitch jam with Quebecois, Irish, and Scottish and Canadian tunes, so a total mix appropriate for everyone, and then an intermediate jam with the same mix of tunes. After that, it evolves into a more open Quebecois jam, and that's always a ton of fun. We try to get some artists involved as well from the main stage.
Oh, that's amazing. And sponsorship, who are your main sponsor this year? And I'm sure we want to give them a little bit of light because it's always nice to have support from the community.
Mm-hmm. So we need to thank, of course, the Government of Canada, the Province of BC, the City of Coquitlam, and then our main sponsor, the Century Group, and then Solbite.
Solbite, that is the sustainability sponsor. I think we can also add London McQuaid.
And Long and McQuaid.
And the other one, Maple 3, like the 3, but the number 3, mm-hmm. Maple 3. And Team Leo, I would also add a big thank you for them because they've been helping us throughout the years, not only this year, but in the past also. So Gabriel, thank you so much for all the work you do. I know you work really hard, and now we're getting really close to the festival, so it's almost 24/7. And we're really excited to be there and feel the rhythm and put our toques on. And as you can see, our sashes around our neck or all our waist, and come and dance and celebrate. So again, when is the festival? At what time should we be there? Where do we get the tickets? Tell us about the website.
So the festival is March 6 to 8, and you can learn all about it at festivaldubois.ca. There's a very lovely schedule and a beautiful poster that you just have to check out.
Thank you. Friday, the tickets are online and they're free. Saturday, Sunday, it's full programmation. There is a cost to the tickets, and yes, festivaldubois.ca. Right? Thank you so much, Gabriel, and happy festival.
Merci beaucoup, and happy festival to you too.
Thank you. From Tri-Cities Community Television and myself, Geneviève Kyle-Lefebvre, thank you so much for joining us today, and we're waiting for you. And bring your family and your friend at the Festival du Bois, March 6, 7, and 8, 2026. Thank you.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.